And of course, the three key pieces of that we talk about all the time is make sure you've accounted for health care, estimated cost per person. All that is like over the course of the remaining lifetime of a 65-year-old is over $170,000. So got to kind of budget accordingly on that. And then taxes, don't forget that. In retirement, people sometimes forget that, oh, wait a minute, I got to figure out a way to make sure that my taxes are getting paid, right? If you're working and collecting a paycheck, well, then, yeah, your employer kind of takes care of that and sends a bunch of money off to the government. When you're retired, now that responsibility is on you, so you have to do that. And then the third item is kind of this notion of free time expenses. That's this notion of, hey, if I want to travel to Europe and go to Oktoberfest, like this recently retired couple of ours did, well, that's going to take money. So you need to make sure that you budget accordingly for that. So even in retirement, the importance of a budget is still pretty important. And then I guess lastly with that would come down to the timing of when to collect Social Security. That's certainly a very major topic when it comes to, sort of the timing. And really, I think it's really a case-by-case basis, and that's why we encourage folks to sit down with us at the office to kind of run through and talk through the scenarios of what makes sense. Had a couple of conversations just this past week, and the conclusion wound up being different for those folks, depending upon one who had planning on continuing to work, was doing well, didn't necessarily need the extra money. Okay, fine. In that case, great. Okay, let Social Security build up, and you'll have more. The other, situation was, well, if I stop working, then I'm going to need something to bridge that gap. So in that case, taking Social Security made sense. That's why we spend a lot of time with folks at the office at Nelson Financial Planning, kind of going through the different scenarios of what makes sense in terms of the overall structure and timing of Social Security.